Tischler, founder of New Horizons Golf Approach. Some of you have asked me about the wheelhouse technique and how we utilize that wheelhouse technique in an anchored manner. As we're going to see, just like with the other techniques, the key is going to be to get set up in the anchor that fits you first. Once you understand what anchor fits you, you go ahead and make the technique, that matches that wheelhouse action. So if I'm a front anchor golfer and I want to use a wheelhouse action, I'm going to step in with my left foot first, then my right, then my left. I'm going to bump my hips forward, keeping more weight on the front foot and keeping me loaded into that front hip joint. From here, I'm going to utilize the turning of the shoulders with my left shoulder turning down, back, and through in the backswing, and my right shoulder turning down and through in the forward swing. So I'm feeling my shoulders wind up and unwind on top of the pedestal that my body has created. Remember, your legs create a pedestal and your torso is going to help support that in the wheelhouse action. All we want to do is make sure that that wheelhouse is set up in such a way that it's loaded into the front anchor attitude at address. That's going to look like this if I go ahead and play a front anchor wheelhouse swing. Okay, so what about the right anchor wheelhouse swing? Well, we set up the exact opposite. We step in with the right foot first, then the left, then the right. We make sure we have a little bit of tilt into the right side, preloading that right hip joint, preloading that right side at address. From here again, I'm going to feel my left shoulder rotate down and through. My right shoulder is going to come down and through in the forward swing. So left shoulder down and back, right shoulder down and through. I'm feeling those shoulders wind up and unwind on top of the pedestal that my body established at address. Let's see what that looks like for the right anchor wheelhouse swing. Okay, lastly we have the center anchor version. The center anchor golfer is going to step in with their feet together, left and right, getting that 50-50 weight distribution. We're going to establish our posture now with the hips bumping a little forward and the sternum a little bit back. From here I want to get the feeling, again, that my left shoulder is rotating down and back, my right shoulder is going to rotate down and through. I feel those shoulders loading up and unwinding on top of that pedestal that I established, only I'm going to do it in a center anchor manner this time. So once again, all these actions look pretty similar. The only difference is, how am I getting set up? Am I loading into my front hip joint at address so I can be a front anchor golfer? Am I loading into my rear hip joint? Or am I staying 50-50 in my balance? In every case, I want to create good postural angles and I want to make sure my head counterbalances the action. Once I'm set up and I know how to keep my head counterbalancing that action, I'm simply focusing on what technique I want to use. Am I using a pendulum technique? Am I using a swivel technique? Or am I using, in this case, the wheelhouse technique? I hope this clarifies how you can go about establishing a wheelhouse action and at the same time being anchored.